Octavius Valentine Cato, 19th century political firebrand, dedicated vestry member of historic St. Thomas, noted civil rights activist, bulwark against discrimination. On October 11, 1791, the first election where African Americans could vote, a man among a group of armed white men shot Cato on the street after casting his ballot, an act to intimidate the black electorate. Killed because he voted inspired others then. And on the 22nd Sunday after Pentecost, historic St. Thomas, Philadelphia celebrated Cato because he voted and inspires us today.
On Election Day, October 10, 1871, at the age of 31, after he voted and was on his way home, Brother Cato encountered a violent mob and was assassinated blocks away from where he lived. Think about that for a moment. Octavius gave his life while fighting for our rights. Are you willing to fight for what you believe in, as he did? We must honor his legacy by voting and encouraging others to get out to vote.
The 19th century French philosopher Alexis de Tocqueville prophesied that if America ever went up to another revolution, it would be brought about by the presence of the black race, and that would result from the inequality of their condition. He goes on to say that in nearly all the states that have abolished slavery, voting rights have been granted to the Negro. However, if he goes to the polls, he puts his life at risk. He may complain that he is oppressed, but his judges that he sees will be white. Remember the scripture refers to
Octavius embodied what it meant to be a Philadelphian and gave his life fighting for the rights of Philadelphia's black residents, and I would argue all of our rights, regardless of our color, including the right to vote. The right to vote was never a guarantee for many Americans, especially women, the poor, and black Americans who were routinely forced to confront barriers erected to hinder and obstruct them from voting. More recent purges of voter rolls have disproportionately impacted black and other poor minority voters. Some states have even made it difficult, if not impossible, for formerly incarcerated people to vote. The struggle for the right of black Americans to vote in this country has many heroes, but none more pertinent to Philadelphia and our history than Octavius Cato. Cato's life and his legacy must never be forgotten, and we prepare for the upcoming election. We must ensure that all of us who are eligible to vote do vote, or we'll send Wendell to your house. I can't help, that was a great presentation. I just want to say a little something. This is very, very important, as you know, because the MAGA movement wants to make America segregated again, wants to make America hate again, wants to make women have no power or rights again. This is the direction that we're going in this country. You can see by what recently happened in the Supreme Court of the United States. You can see what happened in those. Understand the gravity of this situation. I also want to just say one word about the statue itself. And people always talk about Black History Month or critical race theory or all these things that you hear going on. And I have a simple word for it: the truth. It's the truth. And if you want to know the truth, then you'll learn the history that really is the history of our country. Not the whitewashed history, and I mean whitewashed is I hate to use that word, but it's what it is. It's whitewashed history. And there's never a time I go by that statue. There's not people out there looking at it, reading all the script, all of what he did, all of the things. And one day I rode by there, and there was this group. It seemed to be a church group, I would think, and they were encircled in prayer. And one person was holding Octavius's hand here with a semicircle around to the other side. And it was just so poignant to me that happened. And that statue, that piece of bronze, can evoke that kind of emotion and that kind of energy. Every protest that started after the George Floyd murder in our city, many of them started, not all of them, many of them started at that site, at the site, people kneeling and praying before they went to exercise their right to protest. I just think it's been so impactful, so wonderful. It's been an educational experience for me just to continue to learn about people who were left out of history. I just recently learned the other day.
An influential 19th century leader and civil rights activist, Octavius V. Catto towers over passers-by at City Hall, a 21st century influencer in a post-modern political firestorm. Catto's legacy lives on if we live up to our civic duty. Vote on Tuesday, November 8th. The Constitution, Catto, and your community are all counting on you.